boy, here we go again. We're doing this whole routine for a second time. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, we have a double showing, a back-to-back of Alexis Lafreniere trade rumors. Now, the reason we are going out there and talking about this is because yesterday, as we had made the video about before the Rangers played the Tampa Bay Lightning, Alexis Lafreniere, former first overall pick in the 2020 NHL Draft, was announced as a healthy scratch. Now, this entire procedure, this entire thing, caused a huge discussion to go on about the Rangers and the way that they've developed young players, how guys like Kaapo Kakko and Lias Andersson and Vitaly Kravtsov and now Alexis Lafreniere have really not blossomed in the ways that we thought they could have as members of the New York Rangers with the potentials that they had. You could say that in the case of Lias Andersson, the Rangers kind of fumbled his development really badly. You could debate the same thing as being done to Vitaly Kravtsov. You could say the same thing about Kakko. You could say the same about Lafreniere. But the thing with New York was that them going out there and scratching this guy was not necessarily an indictment of their entire process of development, but rather an extra tier to the problem that we've already seen has been occurring. This was Gerard Gallant going out there and playing Sammy Blais instead of a guy that was one of the top even strength point producers on the team. You could debate, oh no, the team is going out there and sending a message to Lafreniere. They're wanting to make sure that he gets put in his place mentally so he knows what is going on here. And debates amongst hockey fans have started up as to whether or not the Rangers are going to go the Lias Andersson route and end up trading Lafreniere sometime in the near future because of the way his career has gone. We had talked about a few comments from Rangers fans in yesterday's video, pretty much analyzing Lafreniere's play during his stint in New York, and unfortunately, it hasn't been great. Rangers fans have talked about how he is slow, how his skating is really holding him back, how he's a smart player, a skilled player, a guy who can make reads and good passes, but if he just can't keep up with the big boys, then he is not going to have success. And unfortunately, that debate seemed to have ranged on in our comment section as well. We're seeing a lot of people talking about the good, the bad, the ugly with Lafreniere, debating as to whether or not he should get traded or he will get traded, etc. But this is where I wanted to bring you Ali Murgy's Twitter account. Now, Murgy is not verified. They don't have any credentials on their bio. In fact, their bio is blank. However, the reason Ali Murgy is an important Twitter account is because this is actually the guy who leaked a whole bunch of reverse retro jerseys sometime in October. Now, this was all legit. You could see he leaked the Flames jersey, he leaked the Coyotes jersey, he leaked the Sharks jersey, he leaked the Islanders jersey. He leaked a lot of these jerseys by pretty much posting the official NHL photo shoot that they did. So this was one of the guys that was in the mix being able to have access to these photographs, and he put them all on social media because of it. Now, I'm not going to go out there and say that confirms or denies whatever association that Murgy has with the National Hockey League or any of its teams. I'm just saying that he leaked some jerseys, which is why he is somewhat of a noteworthy Twitter account. He went out there and posted this yesterday after the Lafreniere scratching situation. A source tells me that teams have started calling the Rangers on Alexis Lafreniere. However, it does not look like a move is coming in the next few days. I'm also told if a deal were to happen, the Rangers are looking for a first and or a top-end player. Just to clarify, my source tells me this is what the Rangers' asking price is. I highly doubt this is what they get. Sorry for the confusion. And there you have it. I mean, if you're taking the word of the guy who leaked a whole bunch of teams' jerseys and either spoiled or brightened up a fan's day because the jersey design was pretty good or pretty bad, then you're probably taking a look at this Lafreniere thing and saying, okay, what team is going to go out there and trade away that? If that is the apparent asking price for Alexis Lafreniere, a first and a top-end player, then my mind immediately goes to who in their right mind is going to be willing to trade that away? I mean, let's take a look at Vancouver. Because I'm a Canucks fan, we see Canucks-related videos pop up on this channel all the time. The big thing with Vancouver and New York Rangers trade talks the past few months had always been JT Miller. Now, I'm not going to go out there and insinuate that Miller is going to get traded for Lafreniere again, because, you know, we did talk about that a few times throughout the summer, but when it comes to the Rangers wanting a top-end player, my mind kind of thinks of players who are sort of in that JT Miller-esque mold as being targets in this situation, guys who are top 6 forwards, guys who could probably produce maybe 70 to 80 points in a season. Miller had 99 last year because he was ever second pass in the power play, and they want that type of a guy plus a first for Lafreniere. Now, I do like that Murgy goes out there and says this is not what the Rangers are probably going to get. I mean, they want this, but they're not likely to get it because I highly doubt that. But at the same time, I mean, just thinking about the price in and of itself, what do you think about this trade idea? Like, if it's Miller and the Canucks 2023 first-round pick for Alexis Lafreniere, I think I'm going to stop becoming a Canucks fan straight up on the spot if that happens. Okay, that's a little hyperbolic, but you get what I mean. This is absolutely ridiculous when you take a look at which teams would actually be interested in trading for a Lafreniere and that would be willing to sacrifice whatever trade assets the Rangers would want in a Lafreniere trade. The only teams that would be doing this are teams that are sort of, let's say, in the middle-ish territory of the league, 500 teams, wildcard tweener teams, and it would be a pretty stupid move in my opinion to do so. Not that many teams are stupid out there, so I don't really think this would ever come to fruition. Why? Here's why. If you're bad, let's say bottom 5 in the NHL, you are not trading away your first-round pick this year. Maybe next year, but even then that's a little bit of a stretch. You could probably sell somebody off as a rental, maybe a Shane Gostisbehere or a Jacob Chychrun, or maybe a Bo Horvat, I guess, and then add on another first if you wanted to, but trading away a first-round pick in a draft like this in 2023, where you could potentially get a guy in Connor Bedard for a chance to get Lafreniere, who has already played in the NHL for a while and who has been disappointing, it doesn't make too much sense. Furthermore, if you go to the end of the spectrum, the teams that are really good, the guys that actually have something to gain by getting long-term youth. Everybody talks about Pittsburgh. Everybody talks about Boston. Hey, these teams have no future. They have so many old guys, so few young guys. What's going to happen when all the old guys are gone? You can't, if you're Boston, trade away somebody who is a legit NHL caliber roster player, a top 6 caliber guy, plus a first for Lafreniere. You could probably trade away a first for Lafreniere if you wanted, but you can't trade away any assets that could help your team in the now. And so only the teams that are sort of middling in the NHL, I feel, are the ones that would entertain this sort of a trade idea, assuming they actually get on board with what it is the Rangers are asking for. There will be way too many teams that don't fit the bill into actually qualifying to make a trade like this, and the Rangers are likely going to have to lower their asking price because at the end of the day, Lafreniere, even though he does have value, he is not the guy we thought he would be. His value is declining, and with the healthy scratch the other night, that just adds even more reason for other teams to say, hey, why would we trade for that guy? I mean, you're scratching him, he's not playing, and when he does play, he's getting burnt out there because his mobility is not up to speed with the NHL. Like, sure, he produces points and he's a smart player and he gets goals and all this, but at the end of the day, you need results out of this guy in other ways, not just with the points he produces. You need him to develop his skating, his mobility, and his off-puck play, for example. Now, of course, he's only 21 years old, so there's going to be a lot of time for him to work on this. It's just, as I've been saying the past few months worth of videos, because of Matthews and McDavid, a lot of people are sort of starting to get a little impatient with first overall talents. And recent trends of guys like Slafkovsky and Owen Power, they've started to slow that down a little bit, but in the brief period of time where the recent first overall picks were Jack Hughes and Lafreniere, people got impatient and people were quick to point out where their flaws were. Cough, cough. I was kind of like that too. We made videos talking about how Jack Hughes and Lafreniere had the worst first overall rookie seasons in terms of points, points per game, and points per 60 back when they were exhibiting those years. But now, it's been a few years since Lafreniere was a rookie. He's still got a lot to work on, and whether or not that's the kind of talent that is worth a first-round pick plus a legit roster forward already, I mean, that's your prerogative, but we'll see where exactly the Rangers end up when it comes to this entire ordeal as the months go on. As Ali Murgy said, they don't think that a move is coming soon, but who knows if anything comes to fruition when teams are already calling on this guy. They're using the news of him being a healthy scratch to get in there and get on the phones, and all we can do is sit back and watch as it happens. So, talk in the comments if you're a Rangers fan, all your thoughts and opinions about Alexis Lafreniere and the idea of him getting shopped around, teams asking for him, maybe the Rangers not necessarily putting him out there, but teams calling, and the Rangers having themselves a set price. Do you think a trade under these conditions is going to happen? Do you think it's likely to happen? Talk in the comments all your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Juraj, and bye.